so that we have that later to reference. And we're always going to start at mycvdesk.com. So we're going to start at desk. I love that it has coffee here. And I always have my InTouch at the top. Again, I always like to show that these do move around. If you'd rather view in a list, you can put them in alphabetical order. Or if you can't find what you're looking for, you can just type it in. Just make sure you've typed it with no typos, and it'll pop right up here for you. So we're going to go ahead and go into InTouch. Mine always makes me hit that extra button, but yours won't. And then from here, I'll make it a little bit larger so it's a little easier for us to see. There is a marketing tab for target marketing at the very, very top on that blue bar. So we're going to click on that button and we're going to go into our marketing center because that's where we're going to find all of those wonderful emails that we can send out. So if you're interested, you can always read this on your own. You can look through the email marketing, buyer marketing, personalized greetings, print marketing, campaigns. It's going to give you some info there. But for this, we're going to concentrate on that left-hand menu bar. Under marketing, we're going to find design library, and we're going to find the email and video marketing. And that's what we want to click on. So once we get in there, it's going to give us a lot of different options. So you'll see here, I have 969 options. That's almost 1,000. And I'll be honest with you, that's a little too overwhelming for me. I can sort them alphabetically. What is currently trending. So you'll see Happy St. Patty's Day is at the top. A lot of people sent that out yesterday. The monthly newsletter, because it's perpetual, it comes out every month. Imagine the possibilities that is part of. And if you hover over these, you'll see the little thing is going to come up and it's going to say, imagine the possibilities. And in brackets, it says a new way home. This lets me know that this particular email is part of a campaign called A New Way Home. And that's probably why it's trending right now, because people have set that campaign up to send that out to their people. I am currently in the search options for the design library. If I click on saved designs, this will change to anything that I have already created and sent out. Anything that I've saved in the system, it's going to give me the option of something that I can save and send out. So I'm going to go back into my design library. I can also do listing enabled only. If I would like to send out a listing to my sphere of influence, maybe some additional marketing in addition to my listing concierge e-flyer that went out. Maybe there's a price change and I want to let everyone know, or I have an open house coming up and I want to let everyone know. I can scroll through and I can find something. Again, just make sure that it only has one agent if you're a single agent. Some of the ones that are in here are for teams, so you'll see multiples on the teams. So I want to select one that just has one property. From this, I can actually choose the listing. And I apologize, I do need to be in an agent's account to actually do that because they don't allow me to buy and sell. So Donna, we're going to pick on you, since you were the very first name that I saw, not to leave out Brenda. Again, we're going to go to marketing center. And we're going to go into our email and video marketing. And then that's when I hit that button for listing enabled only. And again, I'm just going to scroll through, and it really could be any of these. I'm just going to select one. And then let's say I'm starting to put in the number of the property. So here we have Field Green Road in Baltimore. And I want to personalize that. So let's say I'm holding an open house for that agent, or I'm having an open house. You'll see replace with your custom header. So you can put a custom header in here if you would like, if you have one from Design Concierge. If you don't, you're able to hit the delete button and actually take that out if you want. You can replace that with another image if you want. You can add your own headline here. So if I want to say open house or just listed, anything that I want to type, it's going to pull the property photos from the MLS. So let's say I'm having the open house and it's not my property. I'm able to click on the photo. I can click on this MLS images over here, and I'm able to select a different photo. And I can do that for all of the photos that are here. If I would like to just change them up, it's going to give me the option of selecting anything that the listing agent included in the MLS. So as long as it's in the MLS, I'm able to take that information or take that photo and add that here to my flyer. Once I have the photos that I want, I can add my headline. You know, here's the information for the property. If I don't want the price, I can delete that, take that out. You can always go through and kind of reword what the property remarks are if you want them to be grammatically correct. If someone has used all caps and you don't want all caps, or maybe they haven't and you do. And then you always want to double check your information down here. So we always want to make sure that our office number is labeled. And of course, if my office number is labeled, I'm going to label my cell phone. Realtor does have to be in all caps with the little registered symbol. So in order to put that little registered symbol in there, just go into your account, make sure that it's in your account. That's something I can do with you. And we're going to just add that there. You don't need to have your license number if you don't want it. You can take that out if you don't want it. Your other information is here. Your logo is here, your photo, everything that needs to be there. So as long as you have your name, your title, and your office number, you're compliant, because you have your disclaimer, you have your fair housing or EHO symbol and your realtor symbol down on the bottom as well. And then we want to save this email. So we have saved the email. We're going to exit. And then we want to compose our email. So we want to send this to our sphere of influence. We want to send it out to all of the people. And when you save it, I'm sorry, I should have renamed it, at least with the property title. That way I'll remember what to look for later. But I can send this email out to anyone who is in my database. So here it's saying check out. I can change the subject line to say open house this weekend. This is grayed out because I've already edited this information. I may not want to include showcase properties because I'm featuring this open house that I'm doing. Hopefully I've written something in here somewhere that says, you know, visit me this weekend. And then here's where I'm able to add a contact. So if I want to send this to Susie, I can't send it to Susie because Susie is not in my database. However, if I type in someone who is in my database, their information will automatically pop up, and I would just have to choose them from the menu that pops up. And you'll see they'll pop up in a rectangle there, or I can also hit this 2 button, and I can select them here, or I can remove them as well. It's only going to show eligible contacts, which means because I'm sending an email, it's only going to show me people who have an email in my system, or I can send it to an entire group. So maybe I want to send it to my open house group or prospective sellers group, or even listing prospects. I want to show them, you know, what I'm doing to market another property. When I'm done, I can save the changes. Also up here, I would be remiss if I didn't tell you, I can actually search for a specific person by name and add that person by name as well. Save those changes, and I can send. Now, maybe it's Monday. Maybe I don't want this to come out until Thursday to let everybody know about my open house this weekend. Or maybe, you know, being today is Thursday, maybe I want this to come out tomorrow. Instead of just hitting send, I'm able to hit save draft. Once I click that, you're going to see this little thing's going to pop up with a check mark, draft saved, at 11:12. Now, all I need to do to schedule my draft to come out on the date I would like it to come out, I'm going to click on my messages tab, and I'm going to click on drafts, which was down here right at the bottom. Here I have my date created and the time, the subject, the size. It's not too large, just 14 kilobytes. It's sending to one recipient, and it's not scheduled yet. So it's not going to go anywhere until I schedule it. So I'm going to click on the calendar. I'm going to say I want it to come out tomorrow. Now, it's not going to give me a time. From what I understand, it may be the time that you created it. It might be in the morning. I would have to double check that. But I can also edit it if I need to, or maybe I don't want this to come out anymore. I'm just going to delete it. If I want to delete the draft, just know that everything that I just did, it's not going to go out. It's not going to go to anyone. I'm going to hit yes, and the message has been deleted. So just know that that would be your option. We can also hit the back button if we take off that listing enabled only, and we do a search. Again, it's going to pull up, well, it should pull up. There we go. Let's reset it a little bit. Let's see. Okay, yeah. So it'll pull up all 969 of those wonderful, all of those wonderful possibilities. But you also have a collection that is here. So I can hit that collection, and you'll see that I have a lot of different options available to me as an agent. I can go in and look at that. I could build or upload my own. So if I have my own photo, or maybe I built something in Canva, or I have something from BrandServe that I would like to send out, I'm able to do so. I can do some buyer marketing, global luxury. If you're wondering if the property is global luxury or not, there's a little cheat for that. You can go to desk. You can go to marketing over here on the left-hand tab. You can click on global luxury. And if you scroll down just a little bit, you're able to input the zip code. You'll see the minimum list price in Bel Air is $500,000 for global luxury. However, I do suggest making sure that the property itself is a global luxury. Just because it's $500,000 house doesn't mean that it is a luxury property. We can see here price point in Towson is $740. Price point in Westminster, $500. So it definitely does vary depending on where you are. A lot of my areas are 500. Some are going to be significantly more depending on that particular area. So just know that that's available there for you as well in the collection, and it will print with all of the global luxury branding on it as well. We have greetings and announcements, homeowner expertise, your monthly newsletters in here, property marketing again that we just did, some seasonal holiday. So some agents like to set up a campaign that goes out automatically. And then some agents like to go in and find something that might be very specific. So maybe my main holiday doesn't have Hanukkah, but I want to send Hanukkah out to a select group of my friends or family or clients. There's also some visionary consumer marketing, some website promotion. So let's say I'm looking for some buyer marketing. So buyer marketing, it's going to whittle that down to 142 results found. And again, if I hover over any of these, it's going to give me, if it has something in brackets, it's going to let me know that this is part of a campaign. Sometimes it's not. So if I just want to click through, so here, do I need more space? Have your belongings outgrown your home? Maybe it's time to move up. So we can see this little up here. This is part of like a move up buyers campaign. If your things have reached critical mass, call me. We'll start looking for a larger home. If this is something that I want to send out, I can just hit personalize. Once I've personalized it, I'm able to really personalize this. I can type whatever I want in here. Again, I do want to make sure that I'm following compliance and fair housing laws, very essential. I want to make sure that I have labeled my phone numbers, although these are both office. We're going to pretend like one of them is my cell phone. We want to make sure that we're following state law. This is a national program, so it doesn't automatically label them for us. I might have my realtor here. If it's also here, I could take that out. I can also go through and pull all of the spaces out of there if I want to. You're able to go in and change the font if you would like. You can change the font here just to the different types. You can change the font sizes. You're able to go through and determine if you want single spacing, double spacing, 1.5 spacing. Do I want to have it centered? Do I want it justified to the left, to the right? Again, you have a lot of control over the marketing. And then this photo that comes up here, if I want to change this photo, because as beautiful as this photo is, I don't live in an area with mountains. They're not right outside my door. So if I have a stock image that I would like to use, or let's say I'm looking for a photo, I can go to desk. I can go to, so I'll take my filter off. I can go to brand serve, and I'm able to actually find some stock photos here that I'm allowed to use in my marketing. No one's going to come for me for a copyright infringement. I'm going to go to marketing assets, and I'm going to go to photography. Y'all saw I was trying to go social media first, but I'm going to go to photography. And that's where I'm able to look through and scroll down a little bit here, and I can kind of look at some different information. Maybe I'm looking for something that's an interior, so an indoor or an interior shot. And I can go through and kind of look through the photos and see if there's one that I like more. So there's 13 pages. I promise we won't go through all 13, but maybe somebody needs a little bit more space in their home. So I might be looking for something that maybe doesn't look like it has as much space. So I'm just going to download that photo. Yes, I'm going to accept all of the download terms. And once I do that, I can download this photo. Once I've downloaded the photo, I want to save it to my computer where I know where to find it. So when I pop this up, you're going to see it's going to be in a zip file. So I'm just going to click through and click through again, and it's going to give me this JPEG. I'm able to open the photo, view the photo. So here I have this photo. And I can save it anywhere on my computer where I'm going to know where to find it. So I'm going to save this in brand serve. It's called Maryland. As long as I know what it's called and I can find it, that's fine. That's cool. That's actually a Maryland photo. And then I'm going to go back to Market Leader, and I can upload the image. So I want to highlight the image that's here. It's going to turn blue, and I'm going to upload my image. Find the file wherever I have saved it on my computer. So I saved it in brand serve, and it was called Maryland. So I'm going to go down to the M section, and here it is. I can add it to a category. I tend to be a category person. That way it'll put it in a folder. So I'm going to put it in the homes folder, and I'm going to upload. Once it uploads into the system, I'm going to close that out, and now it has replaced that photo. So that's just a way to really tailor your marketing to make it look the way that you want it to look. Maybe this wasn't the greatest example of needing more space, but you get the point of how to change that photo. All of my information is correct. So I'm going to save this. I'm going to save it in the system, and I'm going to exit. And then again, that's where I'm going to go in, compose my email. I have a particular person that I met at an open house over the weekend that I was going to send this to. So I'm just going to go ahead and type her name in to my system here. And maybe, let's see. Oh, I don't have you in here yet. I got to add you. So again, anybody that I type in, if they're in the system, they're going to pop up. If they're not, they won't. And then each recipient will receive their own copy of the email. They won't see any other recipients' names. They won't see any other recipients' email addresses. It's just going to be to them, blind carbon copy. And the marketing emails, again, can only be sent to people who are in your contacts. And again, we can hit this to button. We can look through those contacts. We can look through those groups. And we can send out to them specifically, save our changes, and then either hit the send button here, or we can hit the send button here and send that out. So my email has been sent, and it's going to send us back to our original page. The bonus of that is you'll see in my marketing, if I go to manage designs, what's going to happen now is that's going to pop up here. It is the most recent email that I sent. So you'll be able to see everything else that you've created and sent and clicked on will be here for easy access. If I need to go in and send this to someone else, I can just click on it. It's already created. All of my info is already correct. And I can just now go in and compose that email, and I can send it to someone else and hit to. I can send it to someone else, type their name in and hit send, and it's just going to send them that email from me. And again, it's going to come through the system. If that person responds, you'll see I haven't been in my system yet today, but I have to go in and check my messages. If I sent this to Brenda and Brenda replies, it's going to come here in my messages. So I definitely want to make sure that I'm looking at my reminders every day. I'm looking at my messages every day. But again, there are so many things in your marketing center, this email and video marketing that's here. And you also have a build your own. So there are options of going in and, again, putting in your own images. Some of them are blank with just some text, some type. You can go in and create something that is completely your own. Maybe you have 2 different properties to send. You can go in and send that. This one has a table created if you have information that you want to send out. There are some blank options as well. My recommendation would be to go in, add yourself as a contact, as I have. Go in, click on some of these, find the ones that you like, send them to yourself, and just let people know, maybe you just wanted to let them know you're with Coldwell Banker. Maybe it's somebody you've missed. Maybe you want to send them some home care tips for March. Maybe you're, I had an agent the other day. She has her home care tips, our home care advice campaign set up. It went out on the 3rd of the month for her, just where hers was set up. And she just met someone at an open house, so she wanted to send this to them so she can just come right in, personalize this, compose the email, send it to them, and then add them to that campaign. So when April's comes out, it's just sent out automatically. But you have the option to go in. Again, there are so many things in here. Just in home care expertise, there are 59 different things to look at. And we do also have, so if you look at all collections, you're able to search by keywords. Maybe I want to send some Real Vitalize information to a client. I can type in Real Vitalize. It's going to give me base information about the program itself. And then if I have listed a property where I've used Real Vitalize, it gives me the opportunity where that information is also included in the email. Maybe I'm trying to get a listing and I have some listing concierge information here that I can push this out. You'll see it's called listing concierge, but it doesn't say listing concierge necessarily on the marketing. This is Spotlight Property Marketing. I don't tell anyone I have listing concierge. I can go in and personalize this. It kind of shows them all of the different features. This is how sold happens. This is what I bring to the table. Again, I can go in. I want to make sure my phone numbers are labeled, my information is correct, and I want to go through and make sure that this information has my narrative on it. I'm going to save that. And you'll see I've already saved it before. So if I've made a new one, I just want to save it with a different name. I just put a 1 on it. And then I can exit and again, compose, share to my sphere of influence. So that is how you go in, find the emails in your marketing center, set them up, and send them out to your sphere of influence. Any questions?